Dari, we are looking at the 20-port Bala Baxa USB charging station. So it says on the Amazon listing, it says 20 ports, 100 watts, 20 amps. I'm going to do the unboxing, and then there's going to be some chat. So the unboxing is not going to take very long. I've really not looked into this so far inside. So I'm going to open Mr. Box. And inside Mr. Box is a UK power cord. It's a good start with 2 pins. There's no earth then. I'm guessing it's going to be plastic. It is plastic chassis. And it says USB charging station. That is kind of what I'm expecting. Now, let's look at the back there. And it says, intelligent recognition, 50 to 60 hertz, 0.75 maximum output, 100 watts. DC output 5 volts, 20 amps, 2.4 amps per port max. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, the reason I bought this is that we have a smart home here in the UK. And in the smart home, apart from devices to control the smart home, we use Samsung SmartThings as a base, but there are many other products that are used. We have a number of Raspberry Pis, and those Raspberry Pis are doing lots of little jobs around the house. They might be talking to the weather station. They might be emulating old vintage computers. They might be being used as a web server, for example. So it's come to my attention that the current 10-port Anker USB power adapter is insufficient. So we're going to try and we're trying to literally go up to 20 ports. Now the current 10-port Anker adapter is plugged into a UPS. So if the power goes out, the most important 10 USB devices keep running. But I'd like that to be more than the 10 ports. So we have pretty close to 20 ports of USB, and this would seem to be ideal, although I do see it's 2.4 amps. The other thing I would say is that I'm also testing, I've got the prop with me, Raspberry 5 Pi 5s at the moment. They take a staggering 5 amps, 5 volts, which of course this can't deliver, but if you edit the boot config file, you can allow the Raspberry Pi 5 to accept a lower amperage. So that's the testing. I'm going to also mention the fact that I'm going to be using this gadget, which I highly recommend. This gadget is a power meter. I can plug that into the mains and then plug this US device into the power meter, and then I can see the amperage of the unit when there's no load, no ports connected. And then, for example, I can connect to Raspberry Pi 5 and see what amperage is actually being drawn, let's say in an idle state, and let's crank up the web server and see what amperage we can get to, and if it can all work well. So as the title suggests, it's 1 week later. The power supply has been sitting on my desk, and in the last week I've had no less than something like 10 phones and 3 laptops have come in for refurbishment and passing on to people. So been quite busy in terms of USB socket requirements. But the main test this power brick has got to pass is to power a Raspberry Pi. And you see in this photograph in front of you the latest Pi instance that I'm building. And this is in fact a Pi 5 with a USB drive, which takes more power than an internal micro SD, and also it's using an Ethernet wire. So if you can see there, the power it's taking is 5 volts and 0.87 amps. So that's the idle power of the web server running as normal. We're well under the 2.4 amp per port maximum, but did a bit of Googling, and you can do something to stress your Pi out and measure its temperature at the same time. So you can download the stress, or you can download and compile effectively the stress command, and you'll see in this blog article that I've got the temperature from 29 degrees up to 42 degrees, roughly speaking. And at that time we were taking 5.11 volts and 1.76 amps. So again, remember that each port can be supplied with 2.4 amps, so we're well underneath of that. And there's some other commands you can do, and I've got the temperature now up to 60, almost 62 degrees C. And I still have, where are we? Yes, we've got up to 1.81 amps. So in terms of fitness for purpose, this power brick can definitely support Raspberry Pi 5s, plural. It's got 100 watt maximum and 2.4 amps per port maximum. It's been, like I said, it's been sitting on the study desk, but I seem to have used it for all sorts of things in the last week very successfully. It has a sort of some air holes on the right hand side. It doesn't appear to be a fan. I've never heard a fan start. So I believe it's silent, totally silent. And in our home, with quite a few computer devices to make our lives easier, that's important. So yeah, it's a big thumbs up. It's about £40, by the way, which seems like a lot, but if you compare that with the cost of a single official Pi 5 power supply, which is £20, you can obviously do the maths, and this is a bargain. And as I said before, the whole idea would be to put the USB devices that I use in the smart home behind this power brick, and then that is UPS'd. So in the event of a power failure, which does happen quite a lot here in the British countryside, when I say a lot, it's not every week, and it may even be less than once per month, but when it does happen, and you have at least 12 or more little computers go down that you then have to restart and check are okay. This is a good way of keeping everything going while the power outage comes and goes. So yeah, thumbs up. It's on Amazon, and I do recommend it. Thanks for watching.